if you're listening right now, I think one of the things that's important is to take some time and actually begin to process your why. Why do you do what you do? And maybe reverse engineer it. Instead of trying to figure out what your why is supposed to be, figure out what your why actually is by what you're doing every day. Because your why gets revealed by what you do. And then if you don't like the why you discover, then begin to change your why. And and sometimes what you'll find is your why is when you feel most alive. Your why is when you feel full of passion. Your why is when no one has to pay you. They can't even stop you because you just have to do it. And I think that's a part of it. Like, if I just be really personal, this Sunday I struggled because I had an idea I wanted to share, but I didn't know if it was really appropriate to share on Sunday. And so I was struggling, going, the things I think about now, things I care about really deeply, the things that I feel like I'm supposed to share with the world, the things I'm a steward of, they don't really fit as much on Sunday morning. Because on Sunday morning, I'm trying to teach the Bible to really help people understand, the scriptures and who Jesus is and what God is saying to their life. And but my mind doesn't just go there. My mind goes to places like, how do you have epiphanies? How do you have breakthrough ideas? How do you actualize the genius within you? There's just a lot of things that to me are really important and essential, and they come naturally to me. And so I find myself sometimes going, wow, I'm finding myself in a maybe in a season where my why is evolving, refining, and changing. And maybe some of it is I'm almost 65, and every season of my life, I try to take on new challenges. I try to push myself and press myself to do things I've never done before, and to go outside of my comfort zone, and um, and so I think it's really important to go. I need to have a why, and that why, it does drive my life. So I need to identify it. And if that why isn't good enough, if it isn't valid for me, I need to step up and find a why that replaces that why. And then realize that it's only your why if you're willing to sacrifice for it. It's only your why if you're willing to step into it, regardless of what anyone else says. It's only your why if you do not need applause, if you do not need celebration, if you do not need affirmation, if it's your must. And when you have that why, it drives everything, and it begins to define your what and how and where and when and with who.
Um, I think, I think finding your why is really important. I think growing up the way we grew up, in the circumstances that we grew up in the environment we grew up, so much of this world is so new. You know, being in the business world is, for me, so new as an adult. I mean, we've been doing stuff since, I was 20 years old. You've been in business your whole life, but really, a huge portion of my adulthood has been building church, has been building community, has been, how can I
Absolutely
build leaders, go up on a platform and take people from A to B to Z, and to like inspire, to bring change, to bring life change, to be there for people in their worst moments. And then to go, okay, that's very important, but they're acknowledging that there's other people who can do that better than me, and going, okay, this opportunity that we have with the arena, with building communicators around the world, because I think for this, like, this gets me excited. And I don't know if I think the reason why I struggle with the why and my dreams, like what's my dream, is because I just didn't wake up at 4 years old or 10 years old going like, I'm going to build a communication, like, arena for people around the world to come together to like sharpen their skills. Like that wasn't even a construct, right? Like we had dial-up internet, the idea of this just didn't really ever, dawn on me. And so for me, it's this. I think the reality of what we're building, the arena, is something that is so profound and so incredibly undiscovered, that we are legitimately building a space that does not exist anywhere else. There is nowhere in this world where you can go online and not only connect with us, connect with you, connect with your friends who are going to join you in these conversations and learn how you do it, but actively engage with you and people around you. Right? I think for the last 20, 30, 40 years, this idea of, I mean, really for hundreds of years, right? They've built coliseums for thousands and thousands and thousands of people to come together to watch a few people do something. And this is what's so unique about this community. And I think this is what kind of gets me going lately. And I talked about it in the last podcast about how it made me so anxious in LA, because I'm like, we've been building, and now it's finally time to release it. I'm like, okay, I got to go somewhere. Let's go do something and celebrate. Even though we haven't done it yet. So it's kind of this weird thing. Like, I feel guilt. I'm like, I can't have too much fun because we haven't quite done it yet. But this is really unique because this is a place where it's not just everyone focused on you. It's going, we're building a place that accountability, that people engaging with their peers, having world-class conversations and building relationships with each other. I mean, this is the future. This is how people will speak at each other's events. This is how people will get invited to each other's business meetings and partnerships. I think some of the greatest companies of the future will come from this community, and we're building it, and we launch it on August 2nd. So if I'm talking about a dream, I don't know if this is my life dream, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, if you want to elevate your why, then change your who.
Okay.
And when you begin to change the people that you're around, it changes your why. When you elevate the people you're around, it elevates your why.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've noticed, even, as being your dad, is the selection process of the people that you invest in. Like, you invest in people that you can pull up, but you also connect to people that pull you up. And you put yourself in rooms with people who challenge you, with people who think at a high level. And you can always know when a person is going to elevate their why because they elevate their inner circle. And
Right.
Since you mentioned the arena, I actually think that's what's exciting, is that in the arena, we're going to get to elevate our who. And when we elevate the people that we're engaged with, it's going to elevate our why, and we're all going to get better.